What's up, Brian Deegan here. We're going to give you guys an explanation on what it is to be a Christian due to the overwhelming emails we've gotten after Jeremy Lusk's funeral that aired online. And a lot of people are asking, well, what do we do? And we felt like it was on our hearts that we explain to you guys our walk and basically what we think we've done to follow Christ. And so I'm here with Ronnie Faisst and our buddy PJ, who's been our pastor for over 3 years. So I'm going to try to break it down. But for me, I would say my whole life was being a rebel, trying to form an image of this guy who'd done a lot of sins and done a lot of bad things and trying to just build a name, basically glorifying being a bad person. And where that got me was just feeling empty, and I had a lot of highs and lows. I'd say the highs in my life are obviously winning medals and all the awards that last for about a week, and it's like eventually you're just starting to feel empty inside. And so through my life, I had met a lot of cool people, a lot of friends, and I just ended up having a bunch of experiences where I just was hurting the people I loved and doing the bad things. I crashed and, doing Viva La Bam most recently and almost died. And that was the final moment where I really said, you know what, I'm going to, if I live through this, I'm going to accept Christ. I'm going to fully follow Christ. And I lived through it. And after that, I was like, die hard, went to the church, sought out a good church that I got along with, I felt comfortable at, and I found the right pastor, which was PJ, who understood, had a lifestyle like ours. And I think that's the main thing, is finding people that you can associate with. And I started to continue to grow, and then I was able to bring Jeremy Lusk into our Bible study, and Twitch was in our study, and just our close friends that we really cared about, and it started to grow. And through that, we really started learning about God and the Bible, and that was pretty much how our walk started working, advancing. And we had our ups and downs, or we've done a lot of bad stuff, and it still happens. I am a sinner, I'll admit it, and I have my moments, and I'm not happy for the things I've done, and I feel bad the next day, and I don't want to do it again. And the thing is, I'm trying to become a better person, a better dad, a better better husband, better friend. So the thing is at this point, I'd say Jeremy Lusk passing away, I'd say my best friend, and just seeing him laying there, after he passed down there in Costa Rica, and I was just like, you know what? I go, has to be the strongest awakening for me, going, you better figure it out. You better just follow Christ from this day on. And it just made me really see how short life can be, and you don't know what's going to happen the next day. And so why not live your life to where when you're gone, you could be like, man, I lived the best life I could possibly live. I affected people in a positive way. I'm not going to leave a legacy of just like people like, all I got was a punk, like I'm over it. I want to be a good person. So that's kind of where I'm at personally with my walk. So.
Amen, brother. Well, pretty much I'm from New Jersey, was baptized as a Catholic, kind of went to Catholic school for a year, but that was kind of my mom's decision, really wasn't me. Grew up with my father and my parents were separated, didn't really have much of church life at all, and basically my whole life was riding dirt bikes. That was my God. I made every decision around my dirt bike, and that's the reason why I ended up in California. Got to California, and living with an ex-girlfriend at the time, and happened to catch a sermon on TV. It just caught my attention, and I watched it. I was like, watch it again the next Sunday, watch it again the following Sunday. And one of them Sundays, I decided to give my life to Christ, sitting in my bedroom of my house, and continued to watch that for about a year, and really didn't experience much change at all, because I wasn't in a church, I wasn't reading my Bible, I was just kind of watching this guy preach about Jesus on TV, and I wasn't taking it serious. So about a year later, I decided I had this fire, like I want to find a church. So I actually moved here to Temecula, went back to the Catholic church. I'm thinking I'm a Catholic, let me go to Catholic church. Didn't really fit in. Brian had bought me a Bible for Christmas that year. He said start reading in the New Testament. So I started reading through the New Testament. By the time I was almost finished, I had all this conviction in me, and I actually found revival, bounced to a couple other churches, found revival, and met Josh around that same time, and kind of knew I needed change at this point, but I didn't really I don't even think I wanted to change. And then I started meeting with him, and he like really kind of taught me about being a Christian and just what it was, and just my heart really changed. And I went from like feeling okay with living the way I was living to like, I don't want to be that guy anymore. I want to live this way. And I just, my whole life like 180 from one direction to another. And just, we started a Bible study together. We just kept going to church every Sunday, just reading. I read through the New Testament. The first year I took it serious 3 times back to back. And it pretty much, it's been, just like Brian said, it's not been easy. I've had my highs and lows, but I can honestly say since I became a Christian and submitted, because that first year I didn't submit. I was saved. What would you say, saved? But
riding the line.
Yeah, I was still living my own lifestyle. But when I took it serious and say, okay, I submit to the lordship of Jesus Christ, my life did change, and I can say that 100%. I experienced things. God showed me things, and this is the path I'm on, and this is how I want to live my life. And I'm excited to see what God's going to bring into my life. I'm excited to seek Him and know Him, because I don't want to miss out on what God has planned for me. It's like, I've already tried my way. It's like, I want God's way now. So continuing, it's a journey, and it's an exciting journey.
For sure. And I truly see it as a challenge. It would be the hardest thing I've ever done, harder than 360s, harder than backflip combos, all that. The hardest thing I've ever